Okay, hello again. In this talk, I will give a brief overview of the indicator development and refinements that we have carried out in the those projects. So, diversity has declined and ecosystem services are in stake. And really biodiversity is the core objective of the Marine Strategy Framework Directive. We need indicators to assess the species, habitats, ecosystems and food webs. In the votes we focused on the biodiversity descriptors, the biological diversity, food webs, seafloor integrity, and also we compiled information on the pressure descriptors on the non-indigenous species, fisheries and eutrophication. The objectives of the indicator development work was to carry out an overview, then identify the strengths and gaps, develop new indicators, and we started that with making the catalog, analyzing the gaps, and then developing quality criteria and refining and developing new indicators. We have heard previous presentations. We compiled the indicators in the database and the gap analysis followed the requirements of the directive. 16 new indicators were developed during this process and 13 were refined. And also Anna already told about the quality scoring system. So a gap observed was the genetic structure of the population, and there a new indicator, genetic GAMBI, was developed for macrobenthic community indicators based on DNA metabarcoding. Another gap was microbial indicators, and for that also a new microbial sediment indicator has been developed based on DNA metabarcoding, which is very rapid and cost-effective tool to get the authentic. It follows the genetic AMBI assessment structure. Also indicators for food webs and trophic groups. One of the indicators developed was herbivorous water flow in relation to eelgrass biomass, and this is to link the biogenic habitat formed by keystone species with the top-down control of these foraging birds. Another gap was structure and functioning of the marine food webs, and there one potential indicator is phytoplankton community composition as a food web indicator. It's based on the quality of phytoplankton as the food for zooplankton and fish. It's an early warning food web changes, and it's actually now a candidate indicator for HELCO. Also, proportion of the selected species at the top of the food web was one indicator refined. So their typical length of fish and elasmobranch communities was one of those, telling about the abundance of large fish and high trophic levels. And it shows also the responses of the fishing. Another gap was to assess the physical damage of the benthic habitats, and their indicator high-resolution benthic habitat characterization for mapping of changes of the seabed and using multiple echo sounders on vessels has been developed. Another gap was impacts of non-indigenous invasive species, and there an indicator abundance and distribution range this impact was refined, so it accounts for bioinvasion impacts. New indicator for identification of hotspots, pathways and species management was also developed. Well, as we heard, many indicators lack target threshold values, and their signal detection theory was applied to assess the indicator responsiveness to pressures and a harmonized way to set thresholds. And Laura told about this new approach for defining targets. Anna already presented in detail the few indicators, the development of an indicator quality scoring system to assess if the indicator meet the number of quality criteria, which is a transparent and standardized approach for scoring, and it allows comparison between the indicators. So using these quality criteria and which Anna presented previously. We ranked the indicators based on 3 evaluation scores, whether the criteria is fully met or partially met or not met. And this figure shows you the ranking of the examples of the new indicators and refined indicators that I just presented for you. So it gives you an idea that what of these quality criteria you can actually currently set for the indicators and what to develop further. So further development means we couldn't have data, or we didn't have experts on cephalopods and reptiles, but there still need to do further developments for genetic structure and also these specific habitats where we didn't have data or experts to work currently. Future challenges, which we also already discussed and can discuss further, confidence and responsiveness to pressure, but also indicators for ecosystem processes and functions. And for food web, covering all the trophic groups is something that we would need to consider. Further details of these examples can be found in Devote's outputs of the deliverables that are available on the web page, as well as these and other publications that were referred during this talk. So thank you very much, and thanks are due to the co-authors of this work that are listed there, and of course all the other Devote's Work Package 3 participants. Thank you.